Hi, I'm Chef Isaac from cookingwithisaac.com, the cooking classes that come to your home. Today we're going to do a few basic things. 1. Kitchen sanitation, basic knife skills, and a couple simple cuts that are going to make your day in the kitchen a lot simpler. So let's get started. With any successful dinner party, it starts with kitchen sanitation, and it can be real simple. You can buy kitchen sanitizer solution at any cooking supply store. 2. You need to have a clean cutting board, and it needs to be an even surface. 3. Have something underneath the cutting board that keeps from slipping and possibly cutting yourself. So let's get started. You take your towel, you dip it in the sanitizer solution, rinse out the excess water, and wipe down your cutting board. Make sure that you always dispose of all used towels. That way there's no chance of cross-contamination. Now we're going to talk about knife safety and the importance of a sharp knife. You take your diamond steel, your kitchen knife, and you hold it at a 20-degree angle. You go up and down about 4 times on each side of the steel, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can be the difference between having a great dinner party and having your food burning in the oven while you're sitting there in the emergency room. Now we're going to get started with a few basic knife cuts. I'm going to start with a julienne onion, but like I mentioned before, you got to make sure that your cutting board is always clean. So you take your sanitizer bucket and towel and lightly wipe it over the cutting board, making sure that there's not any leftover residue from the last time you used the cutting board. Make sure your cutting board is dry. It's real simple, and it's the difference between having a great dinner party and getting your guests sick. So we got a yellow onion right here. We cut both ends off. Cut the onion in half. And then peel the excess skin into your trash, or you can set it aside on your cutting board for later. Julienne in an onion can be very difficult for some people, but if you follow some real simple basic steps, it can be fast and easy. 1. Make sure that you got your hands cupped under the onion. 2. Take slow, even slices through the onion while you're cutting. Now you don't want to try to be a super chef right off the bat and go too fast like this. Just take your time. Take long, slow slices through the onion, about 1/4 of an inch. Now we're going to do a medium dice with this potato. But you want to rinse off the potato first before you start cutting it to make sure that there's no excess residue from the skin. Using cold water, just rinse it with your hands for about 5 to 10 seconds. Then, like I mentioned before, you want to make sure that your cutting board is clean. So wipe it down with a clean towel, and then we can get started. You take about a 1/2 inch off the end of the potato. That way you have a flat cutting surface. You cut the potato lengthwise in 1/2 inch strips, just like this. Then you cut it into strips about a 1/2 inch wide. Make sure that you always have your hands cupped under, so that way you don't cut your fingers. You turn the potato around, and then you cut it into about 1/2 inch dices. Now I've been doing this for 20 years, so it looks like it's pretty easy. But you could figure it out in probably 2 or 3 steps. And there you go. You got a medium dice. Perfect. Now we're going to do a small dice with this carrot. It's basically the same thing as what I did with the potato, but much smaller. But remember what I said before, make sure your cutting board is clean. Cut the ends off of the carrot. You cut the carrot in about 2-inch cubes. Again, like with the potato, cut the edge off so you have a flat cutting surface. On this one here, you only want to do about 1/8 of an inch strip. Again, make sure that your hands are cupped under so you don't cut yourself. So you cut the carrot into a strip. Again, about 1/8 of an inch, doesn't have to be exact. Cut it into strips. Turn your carrot around and cut. And there you go. You got a small dice. Some people might call it a brunoise, that's a technical term. This would work good in small sauces and different types of real intricate salads. But most of the time you would use a medium or a large dice. Now we're going to do some mincing and chopping. I'm going to start out with this garlic. But I think you know what we need to do now. Keep your cutting board clean. Alright, so we got this clove of garlic. I know sometimes it can be a little bit strong for some people, but the flavor is going to really benefit any dish that you're cooking. So you take a little 1/8 of an inch strips, go straight down the clove of garlic, and make sure that you got your hands cupped so you know you don't cut your fingers off. Slice down. Then here's the tricky part. You come across. And then you're basically doing a small dice or a brunoise like I did with the carrot. Take slow, even cuts. Take your time. This is really going to benefit any dish that you're cooking at home. By mincing the garlic, you're going to release the flavors of the garlic into your dish or sauce. So there you go. You got minced garlic. Now we're going to do some chopping using this Italian parsley. But I think we all know what we need to do now. You want to take the parsley and pick the stems off of the parsley. That way you're not getting any pieces of wood or grain in there. You don't want this to be a forest dinner. So just easily pick off the ends of the stems of the parsley. Put it in a nice little pile. Take your sharp cutting knife. Cup your hands over, making sure your fingers are underneath so that way we don't end up in the hospital. And slowly start chopping, pushing the parsley towards the blade of the knife. Now most people think that parsley is only for garnish, but this definitely can help the flavor of any sauce or dish that you're cooking. Rotate your knife through the pile of parsley. And there you go. You have chopped parsley. Not only is it going to make your dish look better, it's going to make it taste better too. So now let me tell you a little bit about what cooking with Isaac can do for you. What I want to do is come to your house and give the people that have a little bit trouble cooking dinner for their family or are afraid to make a dinner party for 5, 10, 15, or maybe just your friends and family. I'll come to your house, show you these basic knife skills, show you some dishes that you've always been interested in cooking or afraid to make in the past, and give you the skills to be a better home chef. So if you go to cookingwithisaac.com, I can help you be the chef that you've always wanted to be at home without having to go to school for 2 or 3 years.